good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Sunday evening, football day. So I was busy with football all day. That's why you've got me now here. The Bear game came on. I'm not going to watch any more this season. I've seen my fill. But other teams, there were some pretty good games going on. Interesting day. You've got a real mixed picture starting out tonight in the stock indices. Gold, silver, copper, platinum, they're all lower at this point. Foreign currencies are basically lower as the dollar when it's getting going here, up about 10 points. We'll see if it can add anything to it one way or the other. Energy's sort of flat, not doing a lot in bonds and notes. And part of this has to do with the two-day FOMC meeting beginning on Tuesday, then on Wednesday. And remember, this is a September meeting. So that means you're going to get your new dot plots to give you a real good idea what the members in aggregate are thinking about interest rates. You don't know whose dot is whose. I expect that you're going to get a quarter-point cut. And I think a lot of these members will build in a majority, not all of them, not universal, but at least one more cut this year, if not two. So we'll see. And I don't look for a 50-point cut. That's me. I saw the CPI on Friday, and I think that takes a 50 off. Why would the Fed want to fan inflation? As much as labor's weaker than they thought, they can address that in a series of 25-point cuts with trying to let the inflation story not really pop up on them, give them a headache from that as well. That's just my opinion. Now, as we take a look at where we're at, you're going to get the New York Empire State Manufacturing for September. That comes out at 7:30. They're looking for less than half of what it was as we were in August. And you're going to get the NOPA data release of the crush. And these are the numbers that they're looking for there. So why don't we take a look and see what we've got here. In the gold, as I said, both the gold and silver are dropping back. And when you look at the gold, it's up and away. So far for the month, you're still up 4.93%. These are all-time highs if it were to close here. You can see how the market's going on a stilt on the weekly chart. It's far away from its base. That's not a good or a bad thing. It's just an observation. You're well over the 18-week average at 34.0560. And you're fighting at the upper Bollinger Band. The one thing I teach, if you've ever taken my courses, is not to buy over Bollinger Bands. And you'll say, but Ira, look, if I had, it would have kept going. Terrific. And had you, you'd have gotten your butt hurt. You were right for a few days, you could have come in better. So I can go on and on. You can do as you want, but when you get something that says 95% of the time the market will not stay above it, why not try to come in if you're determined to be a buyer under it? When I look at the momentum here, you're trying to build a bullish embedded case, which would be even more towards the 4,000 level. You heard what I just said. You could make an argument on what we call price counts that 4,000 is in the cards. We'll see. And that's off continuation charts, of course. When you look at the gold-silver ratio, I'm looking how the market is slipping down. Silver is still stronger than gold on a relative basis, and you see that very clearly on this chart. When you look at the weekly, you're up at the upper Bollinger Band. You're fully embedded. You're not trying to embed. You are embedded. Copper, it's now trying to reestablish itself as a trading vehicle. It got killed when the president, our president, put on and then took off the tariffs. Then he created, by doing that, a squeeze play. The market had to work out of it with the London Metal Exchange. What could you deliver? And this all takes time to work out. So for my money, probably not going to do a lot in copper for a while here. In the platinum market, still very much in an uptrend, but you've got divergence. You have momentum trying to break down. You have prices trying to go up. I let somebody else have that. And in the dollar index, still bearish. Is the market going to go for the 96.24 level? And if it could start pressing on the downside, will it be that a series of interest rate cuts is bearish the dollar, sending it to lower levels and kicking up foreign currencies against it? This is what you have to look at. Now, another thing you have to do right now is you have to get away from the September currencies and make your move right now into all the Decembers. And that's what we'll be covering in the morning and everything else that we do. I'm going to remind you again, this is the data that you've got. Keep your eyes on everything there. Remember, you can move your cursor to the top up here. There'll be an icon to take you to our website. You can sign up for free offers there, or you can go to iraepstein.com. You'll see the free offers that we have on the left-hand side. Choose what you want, but you're better off subscribing to my morning research. That is where the action has been thick and heavy. And my clients, if they followed my recommendations, they've been long gold and silver for a while. So we've been tracking that. We'll see if it works. At the end, so far it's been a heck of a trade. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great evening. I'll catch up with you all on Monday and in the other videos tonight. Have a great evening.